Although these aren't towering mountains, the coastal Aegean region in Turkey stands out with its low-lying forested hills, where wild boars frequently appear. This has drawn in many hunters, including ourselves. Hunting here has become a familiar activity, serving not only as recreation, but also as a means to control the wild boar population, protect crops, and maintain ecological balance in the area. While making my way up the mountain, I received a signal from a teammate ahead, alerting me that a wild boar was approaching. Without much time to prepare, I quickly moved to intercept, raised my rifle, and took aim. The moment the prey appeared, I fired multiple shots in rapid succession. They were fast, accurate, and within seconds, the wild boar collapsed. After that initial success, I continued to the mountain peak. From that vantage point, we had a clear view of the prey's movement. Immediately, I advanced to cut off its path. Ready to fire, I firmly aimed my rifle at the boar. With a single decisive shot, the wild boar instantly dropped to the ground. Carefully scanning for targets nearby, I was lucky to spot a wild boar hiding alone in a dense bush. I cautiously observed and closed in from short distance. At the perfect moment, I took the shot straight at it, but the cunning beast was quick and agile. It took several shots before it was finally finished off. Although it wasn't particularly large, it was still a decent result. Just a few minutes later, another wild boar suddenly appeared in our sights. The earlier gunshots had likely startled it, causing it to flee in panic. Not wasting the opportunity, we immediately opened fire. However, its speed made it extremely difficult to aim. Fortunately, after a barrage of bullets, we still managed to bring it down. Returning to the trail for a break, I suddenly caught sight of a familiar dark figure lurking on the opposite hillside. Without hesitation, I rushed over to cut off its escape. As soon as we came face to face, the sound of gunfire shattered the silence. It was perfect. With a well-placed shot, the wild boar was taken down on the spot. After a brief rest, the whole team quickly resumed the journey, heading straight to the mountaintop. Every passing moment, everyone stood ready with rifles in hand, alert and on edge. Suddenly, a rustling sound. John dashed forward, instinctively aimed, and pulled the trigger. But two wild boars suddenly accelerated and darted past the shooting range, escaping by a hair's breadth. Not letting the prey get away so easily, we immediately called in the hunting dogs. With sharp instincts and incredible speed, they forced the wild boar out into the open after a tense chase. As soon as the target appeared, our team quickly tightened the net. Facing an overwhelming advantage, the boar was completely cornered. There was no way out. The pack of hunting dogs operated at full capacity, not resting for even a second. They kept sniffing out more targets and skillfully drove the wild boars toward our ambush zone. Our team was already in position at key locations, determined not to let a single one escape. As soon as the boars emerged, a barrage of gunfire erupted from all directions, and one by one, the animals fell under the unrelenting rain of bullets. Today's hunt was truly a tense, yet thrilling journey. But we also know that the battle with these destructive creatures is far from over. This was not my first time hunting wild boar, but in Legiraa, it was different. Because the wild boars here are big, stubborn, and clever, they have caused Legiraa farmers to lose sleep and appetite for many nights because their farms have been destroyed by the pigs. We split into groups, carefully moving deep into the wild boar habitat. We carried guns, ammunition, and essential tools, all to ensure safety from the wildest and most dangerous animals. While searching for wild boars, we heard the barking of hunting dogs not far from us. Without hesitation, I opened fire and successfully shot down a wild boar, a bit regretful because this was not the biggest boar. The pigs in Legiraa seem to have adapted to the sound of hunting guns. They often run away when they hear the sound of gunfire as a natural reaction. Since their speed can reach 48 kilometers h, we need to concentrate and aim accurately to take them down. We were searching for wild boars in an area with dense grass. The air seemed to smell of wild boar waste. It made me uncomfortable. My friend Andrew whispered next to me. Suddenly, a huge wild boar rushed out. Without hesitation, I opened fire and shot it. But the boar ran so fast that my shot was inaccurate. After this miss, I promised myself I would never let a boar escape. It didn't take long before we shot down a huge wild boar. Indeed, when we calmed down, we aimed accurately and took down a wild boar with just one bullet. In the afternoon, we did not go hunting for wild boars, but instead ambushed. We stood on high platforms, holding our guns tightly and listening to every sound around us. Suddenly, we heard rustling and snorting sounds of wild boars. The gunshots caused chaos. The wild boars ran in many directions. And very successfully, we continued to kill a wild boar. Wow, we took down a huge wild boar. After taking it down, my friend still couldn't believe how easily we took it down. Although I don't believe much in luck, I can't help but admit that hunting a wild boar requires not only skill, but also luck. To take down a wild boar with one shot, you need to aim accurately and shoot at its head and lungs. Of course, this is not easy, and veteran hunters do not always shoot accurately.